come true. I make them for you. I make dreams come true. I make them for you. What's that metronome I hear? Perhaps the end is drawing near. You never hear the shot that takes you down. Now your dreams are memory. It seems more true from far away. Just like smoke that fades and makes no sound. Out of time, so say goodbye. What is yours now is mine. And I dream broken dreams. I make them come true. I make them for you. I make them for you. Almost to the mountaintop, you slip and fall just like a stone, rolling ever faster to this nightmare you have sown. You had it all right in your grasp, but in a breath, the minute passed. Now at last the end has come. You were all alone, out of time. So say goodbye. What is yours now is mine.
Hey everybody, this is Nate the Great, and I am here for ProTalk Wrestling. I'm a little bit hoarse because had my head screaming off on SmackDown last night, but I am here, I am ready to go. I am here with one of the best wrestlers who I believe is going to be a future world champion, here with Drew McIntyre, but you know him as Drew Galloway. Drew, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on the show. I'm coming to you live from sunny Scotland. If I cut out at all, I'm sorry. My home phone back in Scotland here in a small town is not the best. So hopefully you can hear me clear.
We can definitely hear you clear right now, so that is definitely a good thing. All right, so let's just talk about, let's just ask this question first. What really got you into the realm of professional wrestling? What kind of, piqued your interest and got you saying, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I can't quite remember. It's pretty cool that I'm at home right now in the bedroom that was my bedroom growing up, because this is where the dream began, I guess. My earliest memories are watching wrestling with my cousins, and my brother and I getting our hands on as many British wrestling and American wrestling, WWF specifically, VHS tapes, and we would just watch the crap out of the tapes we had. And back in the day when Blockbuster was a thing, so that was where you could rent videotapes back in the day for all the kids out there. And we would watch every tape we could rent, any wrestling we get our hands on, any magazine we get our hands on, and we would watch them until the video wouldn't work and read the magazines until they were falling to pieces. I've just been obsessed from a very early age.
Well, you can definitely tell that if you're a wrestling fan, you have VHS tapes. You know that you've been a wrestling fan for so long.
Still got some here. I've got hundreds here, actually. My mother kept everything. And underneath the bed that I'm standing beside, I have so much wrestling memorabilia. It's unreal. My dad found a bag of all my figures when I was a kid. There's a picture of my Twitter somewhere if anyone wants to see it. The Galloway Speaks, and it's unbelievable the amount of figures I used to have. I even found my shark, who was also the wrestling champion at one point.
Wow, that is amazing. So, you kind of made your debut, I believe it was around 2009, if I'm not mistaken, for WWE, and you were given the gimmick of the Chosen One by Vince McMahon. You were going to be the guy who was going to be a future world champion. But you made quite an impact, in the first just a few months there. I mean, you were one of the last three in Miz's Survivor Series team, I believe. And it was actually ironic that, it was you, Miz, and Sheamus, who we'll get into in a little bit, that really kind of evolved the most in, the matter of, I want to say maybe 6 months, because you would go on to be the Intercontinental Champion, Miz would go on to be the WWE Champion, and then Sheamus, about, I believe, a year later, would be WWE Champion as well. So, what was that like for the three of you guys to have all that pressure going on and having all that hype behind you guys?
Oh, it was awesome. Firstly, I debuted technically in 2007 when I first got to America, my third week there. I was only on SmackDown for, I think, 2 episodes. And I killed the Major Brothers in consecutive weeks, and it became the Edgeheads. Then I disappeared, so just a hard hit matter for the first run. And then I did return in 2009 for the Chosen One run, which is unbelievable. Something that's never happened before, will never happen again, likely, with Vince McMahon himself endorsing somebody. So that's really cool, and something to be able to be revisited one day, and I imagine will be one day, but certainly not now. I'm having too much fun. But that was unbelievable, especially with myself and Sheamus, been friends for so many years, going through the ranks together in the UK and Europe. And that night, the two of us and Miz also been the final survivors of the Survivor Series team, was just unbelievable. And then in the pay-per-view a couple of months later, I won the Intercontinental title, and Sheamus won the WWE title in that pay-per-view. And it was hard to put into words. Both of us were just looking at each other afterwards, like, what the hell, we're just in the UK a couple of years ago, wrestling. He shows in front of a few hundred people, and suddenly having the IC title, and he has the WWE title. It's hard to put into words, but if you think of it this way, and you're with one of your best mates, doing something you've both dreamed of your whole life, and you both achieve that kind of success, that's something you don't think could ever possibly happen.
What was it that stood out to Vince McMahon to debut the Chosen One? Did he really say what was the thing that kind of stood out to him, or was it just kind of one of those things where you were just the right guy at the right time?
I honestly don't know. He did the speech on television when the whole character kind of really kicked off, I guess, and that's when the Chosen One started. They said a bunch of nice things about me, I guess, like my aggression, drive, and hard work, and passion, and things people are seeing a lot of the past year when I've just been Drew Galloway, because that's who I am in real life. It's like now, I'm not playing a character now. It's always been harder for me to play a character, because it's just not me. But he saw those things in me, I guess, in my personality, backstage as well as in the ring with the aggression thing, the style I've been kind of known for. But I honestly don't know. I didn't know what was going to happen. I just knew I had a promo. And somebody, one of the writers, said to me, Vince is going to go out first and talk. And I watched it happen as everyone else watched it happen. And then I had to go out and speak. So it was pretty overwhelming. But I love pressure. I thrive in pressure. And that was a very, very cool moment.
I can only imagine that was. Going back to Sheamus, you mentioned that, you guys have been friends for a long time. And right now he's one of the top heels in WWE right now. And actually, a lot of people don't know that in the independent scenes, you guys were actually not only tag team partners, but also big-time rivals. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, we never got to tag too much, but mostly we were rivals all across Europe. With Scotland, England, and in Ireland, where we had the only TV show in the whole of Europe. It was called Irish Whip Wrestling, and the big feud was myself versus Sheamus and Ida Faction. With Wade Barrett was one of my henchmen, and I'm trying to think what Pierre Marceau, the Frenchman, is in NXT right now. He's got the shaved head, the shaved eyebrows. I can't think off the top of my head what his NXT name is. Marcus Luis, that's it. They were both my henchmen in the group. And it was myself versus the undefeated Irish championship. It's not been defeated for 2 years. Inevitably, we captured the Irish title, and we took it all across the world. In Scotland, where Rolls with Sledge, where I was a good guy. And then we're down in England, where they didn't know who to cheer for, react for. But that became the biggest thing in Europe at the time, was Drew Galloway versus Sheamus.
That is awesome. Now that you guys have kind of gone separate ways, he's gone to be in WWE. You've been in TNA, Evolve, doing all this other things. Well, do you really see Sheamus on television as much, or do you just